Capitol Hill. I absolutely believe that there is influence here in Capitol Hill from the Muslim Brotherhood. That those are not unfounded assertions. That is based in the fact of individuals who have been found. Federal courts have already found that there are Muslim Brotherhood charities that are supporting terrorism.
Yep.
They have already found that Hamas is a foreign terrorist organization.
Absolutely, the Holy Land Foundation.
That's right.
Congresswoman,
That's right.
I'm up against the clock. I wish I could talk to you for an hour about this. Please come back and please keep up the fight and fight for that bill passage and expose the Muslim Brotherhood, because I think it's, as you well know, it's very important.
I will, and I want your listeners to know that the United States of America had the leader of ISIS, Baghdadi, in custody in detention, and the United States of America released him. And when he was released, he said to his jailer, "I'll see you in New York."
Yep, and they said they'd put a flag at the White House. Thank you, Congresswoman.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann, folks. We're coming back with the mold.
And here's one that I found a little bit unusual. Obama is sending aid to Islamic schools. It seems a portion of the $120 million the Obama administration is infusing into the Nigerian education funding program is going to Islamic schools that exclusively teach students the reciting and memorization of the Quran. The Northern Education Initiative Plus, or NEI project, seeks to broaden access to education while strengthening literacy skills of the predominantly Muslim population of northern Nigeria. Now, according to procurement documents WND located through routine database search, Obama wants to increase the number of schools that offers an expanded core of subjects, including Islamic schools that currently offer little or no academic options. Among other primary objectives of the 5-year-old program is the modernization of these educational institutions by increasing the quality of teacher training and promoting the use of proven, internationally recognized teaching methods. Northern Nigeria, however, is home to the Islamic jihadist group Boko Haram, whose name is closely translated "Western education is a sin" or "Western education is forbidden." The U.S. Agency for International Development mentions the role of religious conflict in disrupting regional education efforts, yet fails to identify Boko Haram and its violent jihad, such as the group's kidnapping of 100 Nigerian schoolgirls earlier this year. The Obama administration initially declined to designate Boko Haram as a terrorist organization, despite the group's frequent attacks on government as well as civilian groups. The attacks included multiple incidents of murdering Christian worshippers during church services. As WND reported in 2012, the administration once took the position that northern Nigeria violence was mistakenly characterized as a religious conflict, classifying it as a tribal dispute over land. Last year, however, in response to congressional pressure, the State Department relented and slapped the terrorist label on Boko Haram. And it's about time. Well, let me give you a little understanding about this whole thing of beheading. Why is beheading infidels so important? Why beheading? According to the Quran, this is how Allah heals the hearts of believers. To understand why the Islamic State not only decapitates its infidel captives, but also mutilates and mocks their corpses, one needs only to turn to the Quran and deeds of Islamic prophet Muhammad. The Quran exhorts believers to fight them, those who oppose Islam. Allah will torment them with your hands, humiliate them, empower you over them, and heal the hearts of the believers, removing the rage from their hearts. This is from the Quran, chapter 9, verse 14 and 15. Now, as usual, to understand the significance of any Quran verse, you must turn to the Surah or the Hadith, which is the biography of Muhammad, respectively, for context. Thus, we come to the following account concerning the slaughter of Amir Hashim, a pagan Arab chieftain originally known as Abu Hakim, father of wisdom, until Muhammad dubbed him Abu Jahal, father of stupidity, for his staunch opposition to Islam. After Amir was mortally wounded by a new convert to Islam during the Battle of Badr, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, a close companion of Muhammad, saw the infidel chieftain collapsed on the ground. So he went to him and started abusing him. Among other things, Abdullah grabbed and pulled Amir's beard and stood in triumph on the dying man's chest. It said after that, he cut off his head, bored it until he placed it between the hands of the Prophet. Thus did Allah heal the hearts of the believers with it. This, then, is the true significance of the Quran, chapter 9, verse 14 and 15. Fight them, Allah will torment them with your hands, mortally wounding and eventually decapitating Amir. Humiliate them, which he pulling his beard. Empower you over them, which he stood on top of him while he was dying, and heal the hearts of the believers, removing the rage from their heart, which of course is at the sight of his decapitated head. The logic here is that pious Muslims are so full of zeal for Allah's case that the only way their inflamed hearts can be at rest is to see those who oppose Allah and His Prophet utterly crushed, humiliated, mutilated, and decapitated. Then the hearts of the believers can be at ease, healed. I'm your host, W. Dean Shook, and as usual, as the dust settles and the smoke clears, I'll see you on our next update. Thank you.
You can get these full stories and more at WDeanShook.com. That's WDeanShook.com.